Hello everybody, how is it going? So today we have more preliminary tournament. We have Yamato versus Perona. Yamato kind of being, I think the beginning of this set, a ton of people were on Yamato, and later on I think Perona has developed a bit more. I know Gecko is probably also very popular at the beginning of the set, but yeah, I'm curious how this goes because I feel like Yamato is generally good into like the control decks like Sakazuki, like Gecko. Maybe not Gecko, I'm not sure. Because, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I know the matchup is pretty scary for like Sakazuki. And it's not the easiest on Reiju. So, yeah. I'm interested if like, 10-drop Doffy has an effect on it. I know obviously Perona is very decent at, dealing with the board. But a lot of the time Yamato is just like... Oh, my Dawn Leader, attack. If you don't have a blocker, you're going to eat 2 damage. And looking at Perona's hand, they definitely have a bunch of blockers. I'm sorry, I kind of like glanced over Yamato's hand. I'll go over it once they're more in the game and we can see his hand. My bad. I was distracted. But double Searcher on Perona's end, that's got to be pretty good, right? Have brand new, and you have the baby 5, so yeah, that looks solid. You also have 3 Porcelinos, so once you get to... any turn that you need to start walling up, which is kind of every turn that Yamato can attack, yeah, you have a bunch of blockers for it, so that's pretty good. Could also, potentially keep them around if they aren't swinging like absolutely huge numbers. They're just trying to poke you, so yeah. Hopping in, we can see Yamato's hand now. It's Shura, 3 or Amaru, Holy, Izo, and the Sky Island 2K. I still don't know his name. I'm sorry. By now I should know it, but I don't. I'm sorry. But yeah, it looks like Yamato's early game is probably just going to be play the Searcher and then probably just swing big next turn. Unless we find a play here that sounds better. Has the choice of Amaru or another 2K counter. Or the zero cost event. I think the zero cost event is Sky Island. So honestly, none of these cards are really gonna give you a play for next turn, so it's just they're all defensive except Amaru, and you already have an Amaru, so probably just grab another 2K and just passing it over. Perona has the double Searcher turn, but does top deck a Corazon, so it probably would be good to get that down, so we don't have to immediately counter out for 9, which I don't think this hand does anyway. So having that little blocker is pretty good. And I think access to that little blocker, Perona being, green-black, is probably pretty strong in this matchup just for this turn 1, not having to either eat, a double hit or, drop, 3k worth of counter, or more than that, it'd be 5k worth of counter when they're going second. So, yeah, that's pretty good. But taps the Shura, and just gonna, I assume, swing into the Shura, because don't want to have to deal with any little pokes. Also, it's pretty good that the baby 5 will just stick around if they decide to just swing life. So, yeah, that's honestly a pretty strong play. Put them on either out the baby 5, and I don't have to deal with any pressure at my leader, or pressure my leader, probably just trade with the blocker. He counters that. That's crazy. You're probably happy as the Perona player. I'd be happy. I'm like, you just spent 4k worth of counter on a little body. That does mean, however, that the baby 5 will go down. But it's kind of whatever, right? You'll take that interaction any day. Taps 2, plays the Corazon, and passes. So, Yamato now on 4 Dawn. Does have the Izo to like tap the Corazon, but that's just minus, right? You're not going to be able to get a big swing in there. It's just going to be 4-6, and surely Perona can counter that. As we see they can. They did have a Virgo there, so. But top deck's is it Toki or Hiyori? I'm not sure. I think it's Toki. I don't know if it's the mom or the sister. I'd have to get a better look at the card. But I imagine that could be a play this turn. Just, stacking that first life is pretty strong. Can still swing 7 with leader. Still get a swing, obviously, with Shura at the baby 5. So it's looking like the play. I think that the 2-drop, the Wano 2-drop, I don't know if it's Hiyori or Toki. I'm going to say it's Hiyori. But yeah, very strong early game play for yellow. I feel like that's just a new staple that just dropped for every single yellow deck. Okay, and actually does play the Izo. I'm a little bit surprised at that. Obviously Shura is either... Now Shura can go into either the Corazon or the baby 5. Maybe you want to go at the core zone. Probably not. I don't know. It's a weird spot. Like, if you don't go for core zone, they'll just have it next turn. But if you leave baby 5, they can very easily just find another small blocker. They can find a piece of their late game. So, yeah, interested in what they do. It looks like they're just going to try to clear both the baby 5 and the core zone. Just going to not go for life this turn. Which, as the Perona, you can't be too mad about that, right? I think he went at the baby 5 and then used core zone's effect to keep the baby 5 around, which is kind of funny. Yeah, that core zone can like technically block even though he's rested. Card is really cool. But it's going to swing 3, the baby 5, and there's absolutely no way we're dropping 3k counter for this, right? Unless you want to like do it back to your opponent when he defended the Shura. Just out of spite, do it back. It's funny though. Perona on 5 Dawn. X-Drake could be solid here. Not really. You don't really care about a 3k and a 2k, right? You're probably just playing down the Borsalino. Could play, brand new to get the search off, but seems kind of risky as right now you don't have a small blocker in hand to play after that. Although, to be fair, brand new could find a core zone. But I'm pretty sure we're just playing Borsalino and just swinging for like 6. Either clearing the Shura or just going life. Using leader to tap the Ezo. 1 Dawn on Perona, I assume going at the Ezo. And that should just go. Yep. And then tapping forward, playing a Borsalino. Sounds good. Passing it over. Yamato on 6 Dawn. Again, the hand still doesn't look super crazy. Could definitely play the Hiyori. Top decks that's Hody, right? Yeah, that's Hody. Again, Perona isn't pressuring life, so honestly dropping that card on curve probably wouldn't even be that bad. So that is, I'd say, at least a decent draw. I don't think there's a Fishman Searcher, and you're probably not playing it. I don't think. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I imagine this turn we're just playing down the Hiyori, stacking the life. Don't even have to, though, because we don't really have anything great to actually put in our life. Like, putting the Amaru is just, it just doesn't feel good, because you obviously just don't want to heal. At least this early. Well, you want to heal, but you don't want to heal for 3 cards, so, yeah. Yamato swinging 8. It'll just trade with the Borsalino. And you can just, like, swing 5 with the Shura, because, like, why not? But no, just gets down the Holy and passes. I feel like the Holy might just get very easily answered by, tapping it with Perona, and then maybe playing a Drake. But currently, Perona does not have access to a Drake. Could find it again with the brand new, but we probably want to get another blocker down. We're just trying to play some defense. Could very easily just tap Holy, swing like 7 or 8 at it, and then just play another Borsalino. Yeah, I don't know, it's a little bit awkward. I feel like, when does Perona get the chance to actually be aggressive? Maybe it's like after, 10 Doffys and stuff, if you're able to defend long enough to do that. She is on odd curve, so it's gonna take a little bit longer than you'd really want to get down that 10 drop, but it's alright. Taps the Holy, swings 5 at it, gets met with a 2k counter, plays down the brand new. There is the Drake, so I mean, that's like a decent punish, but then you're eating a double attack next turn. So it's just a matter of, would you rather play more defense, or would you rather deal with their board and win a bit on board? Could also grab the Kuzan, but I don't know. I feel like that's just not the play this turn. So yep, takes the Drake. Other 2 will get sent to trash. And I'm curious if he just goes with blocker again, or if he goes with the Drake. How scary really is this Holy? That's my question. It's a weird spot, because if you X-Drake the Holy, you're eating a double attack, but next turn, at least you have that X-Drake, it should stick around, so you actually have something on the board to attack with. If you play the Borsalino, that Borsalino is probably just going to be used to block leader attack, and it's gone again, and all we're left with is a brand new, and they still have the Holy. So yeah, I kind of agree with the X-Drake. At some point against Yamato, you probably are just going to have to take a double attack. It's just how it is. But is on 8 Dawn now, so can play the Hody, which is pretty good. You could try to, take out the X-Drake, or you could just do it and still go life, either one. But I guess, yeah, he is presented with the option of Ohm to try to go a bit wider, but don't think, oh no, he probably will go for it. Just goes 9 at life. Yep, that's just going to be taken. You could drop 3 cards, but I think this is an okay spot to take the double hit, because you at least established some form of board, and yeah, now you still have a Sabo in hand and 3 Borsalinos. One of them he just picked up off life, so still has access to a ton of defense, and at least we have a body that should stick around. But yep, Yamato playing the Ohm, missing the dog, and doesn't have one in hand, so we'll just end up passing. So Perona is on 9 Dawn now. Could do just like a double blocker turn with Borsalino and Sabo. Could be good. I think, would they just grab off life there? Is that I think that's the Doflamingo 0 cost event. Which, how much non-counter do they actually play? I guess Kuzan, they're playing Kuzans, they're playing 10-drop Doffy. Not sure what else. But Perona tapping the Ohm. Just going 5 at the Ohm. It's not 6 yet because, her opponent is on 4 life. He'll probably just let that go because, he's not going to be able to counter out at the X-Drake attack as well. So, yep, goes 6 at life. That'll probably just be taken. Hoping for a trigger. Potentially gets a trigger. Oh, yeah. Gets Nami, Thunderbolt on a Thunderbolt on the stick. You definitely take that, right? There's no reason not to. Yep. Get rid of the X-Drake. That card is so crazy. It's a Thunderbolt with counter. And it can just randomly give your leader banish. Power creep. But, yep. Looks like, is Perona doing double blocker? I think that's the move. Get a little bit of cycle with the Sabo. Plays the Sabo first, but it doesn't actually matter because Borsalino already can't be KO'd, so no reason to not cycle first. Maybe you have a different play you want to go for after seeing some more cards. Looks like he picked up the Thriller Bark guy. It's like he's like mini X-Drake, right? He's kind of as good as X-Drake, but he doesn't have counter, I think. Something like that. Looks like they're going to trash the 0 cost event and the Borsalino. I think he still has 2 more Borsalinos, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I guess you could trash one. And turn will be ended by just playing that Borsalino and passing it back. Yamato on, is it 10 already? Yeah, 10 Dawn already. Pretty good. Could get the Hody down and could swing for, I think, 8 with Yamato at life, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Then you could always, what would you want to do with the Hody? Could also just save it, but the rest of your plays are pretty bad. Obviously, you really don't want to play down an Izo just for the Borsalino, because they'd still have the Sabo. I think the best play right here is just Hody, because, you'd be able to take a life, which you're not super against. It's an extra card. You're already, your hand size is already pretty low, so could be good. We do know Perona can counter out of the 8k leader swing, but if they decide to just keep going life, they probably will have to take the 10k from Hody. Yep, separating 7 and 3. I'm pretty sure this is always just the play. Still gonna think about it, but yeah, I don't see any other line unless you want to swing with Shura, swing with leader, but that just sounds bad. At least with Hody, you develop a pretty big body. You get an extra card to hand, even though it is one of your lives. But honestly, Perona, at least in this board state, doesn't really have the aggression to be, I guess, you don't have to be super scared. Sure, they could start swinging with their blockers, but I don't think you're too mad about that as the Yamato player, as long as you're not dying. That could happen with only 3 cards in hand, but probably not with 3 life. And you are a yellow leader, so you always have the backup of just having a trigger in life and you live because of it. So yep, tapping 7, playing down the Hody. He reversed it. Okay, there we go. Needs to tap one more. We'll take a life, we'll rest both the blockers, and yeah, we'll be happy about it. I think forgetting to take the life there. Hopefully someone reminds him. Yep, they did. He'll take the top life. Obviously, if it's a trigger, it doesn't matter. But it is another ohm. Alright. But swinging 8 at life with Yamato, that'll just be met with 2 2Ks. And then maybe with the Hody, you want to try to clear one of the blockers. Yeah, going for the Sabo. Yeah, that's definitely correct. Because if you put him to 1, then your leader doesn't have a leader ability anymore. It's just, you know, a normal attack. So I think that's the correct play to definitely clear one of the blockers there. And Perona does not have access to 10-drop Doffy, which would be really, really good in this spot. Honestly, Perona's plays right now are not that great. It's just a lot of counter power. Is it Ryuma? I think it's Ryuma is the forecast there. And a Borsalino. Could play just another Borsalino. Could honestly even attack with like Brand New and Leader. They are pretty low in hand size, so it's not unlikely you get like a 5k through with Brand New. Because, I mean, Ryuma's not going to really hit anything unless you tap the Shura, but at this point in the game, you probably don't want to be trying to out the Shura. Because, I mean, what's the point? Yeah, is going to swing 5 with the Brand New. I agree. Make him drop another card, and they're already very low hand, so yeah, not bad. Probably is... Okay, it looks like he's going to drop the Ohm. Maybe just wants to save the Nami to try to get the double banish off, which could be very strong, but I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. I guess if you get to 1 life, you could Amaru and then Nami. That is a play. Does end up taking the 5k. You got to be happy about that if you're the Perona player. Sees another Amaru off life. So, yeah, he's probably also like pretty happy he got put the 1 life there. Just because he has 2 Amaru now, and Amaru can actually tap something. And a Perona's play is just to play the Brand New, or not the Brand New, the Borsalino. They can both just be Amaru'd, and you can hit for a double attack most likely, and then potentially end the game with the Hody. So that life was really, really good, putting him to 1 and also picking up an Amaru. Is there any reality where like Perona just tries to go for game? Probably not, because his opponent had like 4 cards in hand, and the best you could do is like 8, 9. Maybe you try to go for it, I don't know. But he does end up clearing the Shura with the Ryuma, and then plays down the Borsalino. And I think Yamato can definitely go for game. I mean, the 0 cost event does make it a little bit awkward. Right now, having 2 2Ks, it kind of just like reduces your counter power by 1. So, a little bit awkward. But are we going to see the double Amaru make leader 11? Right? Yeah, and then they only have 3 cards in hand, so the most they could have is 11. So that'll guarantee to hit, and then it'd just be 6, 7, 8 Dawn on Hody. That should just be game. The double Amaru is crazy. It's definitely just, yeah, it's just math. I don't think there's any way that Yamato loses here. Because I don't think Perona has any triggers that are just going to stop them from going for game. So yeah, Amaru, boost leader, tap one of the Borsalinos. And then do it again. Tap the other Borsalino. Yup. And then you just go 11. Tapping another 2. Oh, okay, we're going with the banish as well. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I think it was over even without the banish. But I guess, you know, you don't have to worry about any triggers with the banish. Kind of curious why the extra Dawn on leader. I mean, they only have 3 cards. The most they can have is 11k worth power. But, I mean, I guess whatever. Securing game. Goes 12 at life. And it's banish. Yep. Life would have really made no difference there. Uses leader. Gives 5 Dawn to Hody. And that's just the game. That's crazy. Double Amaru. Get out of here. But, yeah. I think if Perona had the the 10 drop on the one turn, it was really good. She definitely could have won that game, or he, or, you know what I mean. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.